I want to talk to you about the top 25 small business tax deductions. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you're to ask me. And if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about the top 25 tax deductions for small business. This is an important topic, whether it is whether we are in tax season or afterwards. It's very important. Number one, business meals. Very important. As a small business, you can deduct 50% of food and drink purchases that qualify. And to qualify, the meal needs to be related to your business, and you need to keep the following documentation related to the meal. I'm talking here about the date and location of the meal, the business relationship of the person or people you dine with, and the total cost of the meal. So the easiest way to track business meal expenses is to keep your receipt and jot down notes on the back about the details of the meal. This is very important, folks, because the IRS really pays attention to this. Number 2, work-related travel expenses. So all expenses that relates to business travel can be written off at tax time. Here I'm talking about airfare, hotels, rental car expenses, tips, dry cleaning, meals, and more. And to qualify as work-related travel, your trip must meet the following conditions. The trip must be necessary to your business. The trip must take you away from your tax home, that is, the city or area in which your company conducts business. And you must be traveling away from your tax home for longer than a normal workday. And it must require you to sleep or rest en route. And number 3, work-related car use. So if you use your car strictly for work-related purposes, you can take a tax break here when it comes to the cost associated with operating and maintaining the car. Number 4, business insurance. You can actually deduct the cost of your business insurance on your tax return. So if you have, let's say if you have a home office or you use a portion of your house to run your business, you can actually deduct your renter's insurance cost as part of your home office write-offs. Very important. Number 5, home office expenses. So under the newly simplified IRS guidelines for home office expenses, home-based small businesses and freelancers can deduct the $5 per square foot of your home that's used for business purposes up to a maximum of 300 square feet. So the maximum here is 300 times 5, that's 1,500. So to qualify as a tax deduction, your work area has to be used exclusively for business. In other words, you cannot write off the square footage of your dining room if you do your work at the table during the day. And another condition is you need to use the home office regularly as your principal place for conducting business. Number 6, office supplies. Very important. You can write off office supplies including printers, papers, pens, and work-related software as long as you use them for business purposes within the year in which they were purchased. And you can also deduct work-related postage and shipping costs. Now, folks, be sure to file all receipts for office supply purchases for documentation. Next, 7, phone and internet expenses. So if you happen to use your phone and internet at home and the phone and internet is vital to running your business, you can very easily deduct these expenses. If, however, you use the phone and internet for a mix of work and personal reasons, you can only write off the percentage of their cost that goes toward your business. All right. Number 8, business interest and bank fees. Now, if you borrow money to fund your business activities, the bank will charge you interest on the loan. Come tax season, you can actually write off the interest charged both on business loans and business credit cards. You can also write off any fees and additional charges on your business bank account and credit card, such as monthly service fees and any annual credit card fees. Number 9, depreciation. Depreciation is very important. So basically what happens is that when you deduct depreciation, you are in actuality writing off the cost. You are writing off the cost of a big ticket item like a car or machinery over the useful lifetime of that item, rather than deducting it all in 1 year. So businesses usually will deduct depreciation for long-term business investments that are more costly, so they are reimbursed for the expense over the entire useful lifetime of the item. And the formula for depreciation is the total cost of the asset divided by the useful lifetime of the asset. Number 10, professional service fees. So this is kind of important too. When we're talking about tax deductions for a small business, any professional service fees that are necessary to the financing, to the operation of the business, such as legal, accounting, and bookkeeping services, are deductible for tax purposes. So if you use accounting or bookkeeping software for your business, that will also qualify as a tax deduction. All right. And the thing here is, if you're having any trouble determining whether a particular professional service expense is for work or personal use, you gotta go back to the IRS website for more info, or you can actually reach out to a tax expert. Number 11, salaries and benefits. This is very important too. So if you if you are a small business owner and you have employees, you can write off their salaries, benefits, and even vacation pay on your tax returns. There are a few requirements for writing off salary and benefit expenses though. So the employee is not a sole proprietor, partner, or LLC member in the business. The salary is reasonable and necessary, and the services delegated to the employee were provided. So that's very important. Number 12, charitable contribution. So if you donated money to a charity, to a 501c3 or an IRS approved charity, you can deduct that. Number 13, education. So any educational expense that you incur to bring value to your business are fully deductible for tax purposes. So the thing here is that the requirements for education-related expenses are that the course or workshop must improve your skills or help maintain your professional expertise. So educational expenses that qualify for deductions include things like courses and classes related to your field of work, seminars and webinars, trade publication subscriptions, and books related to your industry. Number 14, you can actually also deduct child and dependent care. So costs that you incur for caring for children or adult dependents are tax deductible. If your own children are 12 years old or younger, you can write off costs associated with their care. Adult dependents also qualify for deductions, including spouses and some other related adults who are unable to care for themselves because of physical or mental disability. You also can actually write off energy efficiency expenses. So if you are a small business owner, any upgrade that you make to your home to your place of business to ensure it's more energy efficient can qualify for tax credit. You can actually claim 30% of the cost of alternative energy equipment for your home business, for your home-based business, for your workplace. Here I'm talking about everything from solar panels to solar water heaters and wind turbines. So if you go to the IRS website, you have more info about that. I'll be right back right after this. I'm going here. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation here around the top 25 small business tax deductions, and I want to continue with the number 16, investments. So let's say if you borrow money in order to make investments, you can write off the interest paid on the loan. You can deduct the interest up to the point that it matches what you earn in investment income. Number 17, foreign earned income exclusion. So American citizens with businesses based abroad can, under certain circumstances, leave the foreign income they've earned off their tax return. So to qualify for the exclusion though, your tax home must be based abroad. So this is very important. Number 18, medical expenses. You can claim both insurance premiums and medical care expenses, including things like doctor's fees, prescription drugs, and home care. And if you happen to be self-employed and you are actually paying for your own health insurance, then you can deduct your health and dental care insurance premiums. Number 19, real estate taxes. So real estate taxes paid at the state and local levels can be deducted on your income taxes. And property tax are included in these deductions, and you can claim up to a total of $10,000. And again, you have to claim this at the federal level, and you might even claim this at the state level when you file your small business state tax returns. Number 20. So mortgage interest. This is one of the top, according to research, this is one of the top tax deductions that individuals and small businesses have to claim every year. So you can actually deduct interest payments made toward mortgage loans to buy, construct, or improve your home-based office if you use your home for business purposes. Now, if you take out loans against your home equity, you can also deduct the interest on those loans. So this is kind of important to put into perspective that basically a lot of the deductions that are available to you as an individual are also available to you as a business owner, as long as you use a part of the home, part of the car, part of the asset. You use that asset or part of it to further your business interest. So the IRS will definitely allow those deductions on your 1065 or on your 1120 or on your 1040 Schedule C. Number 21, moving expenses. So if you move and the main reason for doing so is work related, guess what? You might be able to fully deduct the cost associated with the move. So the thing here is there are a few conditions though. So to qualify, your move has to pass the distance test. The IRS has something called the distance test. So to pass this test, your new job location has to be at least 50 miles farther from your former home than your old job location was from your previous home. Let me repeat that. To pass the distance test, your new job location has to be at least 50 miles farther from your former home than your old job location was from your previous home. Number 22, retirement contributions. So if you contribute to an individual retirement account in IRA, doing so helps reduce your taxable income for the year, right? So your total IRA contribution cannot exceed the total income you earned that year, or it cannot exceed the annual maximum contribution, whichever one is less. Number 23, when we talk about this, is one that a lot of small business owners might overlook, and this is advertising and promotion. And you can fully deduct expenses related to promoting your business, including digital and print advertising, website design and maintenance, and the cost of printing business cards. Very important. Number 24, client and employee entertainment. So this is kind of cool. I mean, if you are in a business where you have to take business client out, you can fully deduct the expense as long as you discuss business during the meeting, and the entertainment takes place in a meeting in a business setting for business purposes. So you can deduct 50% of the cost of this entertainment expenses. You also can deduct as much as 100% of the cost of social events held for your employees. So when it comes to your employees, there is no limits. Number 25, we have startup expenses. So if you launch a new business venture in the latest tax year, you are lucky. Why? Because you can actually deduct as much as $5,000 in startup expenses you incurred in the lead up to your business launch. So, and this can include everything from costs that you have, like marketing, legal, travel, and training costs. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We are still, we have gone through the full list of the top 25 small business tax deductions. And I just want to have a quick conversation with you, kind of give you an overview of what we're talking about here. So how do small business tax deductions work? So the small business tax deductions, they work by lowering your taxable income, thereby lowering the amount of tax you owe to the government as part of your tax return. Your 1065, Schedule C, Schedule C, 1040, or 1120. So to find out how to claim the most deductions possible, it's always a good idea to consult a professional like a CPA or an enrolled agent. You can even use special software, small business software, or self-employed tax software to figure it out. So it's the job of your accountant or the software to know what tax deductions are available and how they can apply it to your small business. In terms of, I've already given you a list of things that can be written off as a business expenses. And so small businesses, freelancers, and entrepreneurs can write off a range of business expenses when filing their income tax. I've given you 25 today. So everything from car expenses to office expense, health insurance premium, business phone bills, continuing education courses, parking for business related trips, postage, all those things qualify. And sometimes we hear the term 100% tax deduction when it comes to small business taxation. And it's very simple. A 100% tax deduction is a business expense of which you can claim 100% on your income taxes. For small businesses, some of the expenses that are 100% deductible include the following. So let's say furniture purchased entirely for office use, office equipment such as computers, printers, and scanners, business travel and its associated cost, gifts to clients and employees, those are 100% deductible up to $25 per year per person. If you are self-employed and pay your own health premiums, you can deduct those at 100%, and your annual business phone bills are also 100% deductible. And one thing you also hear when we talk about small business taxation is Form 1099. This is an important form because this is a tax form that's used to report any income earned through sources other than employment. So independent contractors, freelancers, self-employed workers, members of the gig economy, they use the Form 1040, right? And one thing that I also need to say before finishing today's conversation is that when it comes to taxes, you may be able to write off the state and local taxes in the year you paid them, even if the taxes are from a previous year. However, you cannot deduct any federal taxes that you paid for a prior year. All right, folks, this is it for today. I really appreciate your attention and thank you so much. I want to quickly recap today the top 25 small business tax deductions are business meals, work-related travel expenses, work-related car use, business insurance, car office expenses, office supplies, phone and internet expenses, business interest and bank fees, depreciation, professional service fees, salaries and benefits, charitable contributions, education, child and dependent care, energy efficiency expenses, number 16, investments, number 17, foreign earned income exclusion, number 18, medical expenses, number 19, real estate taxes, number 20, mortgage interest, number 21, moving expenses, number 22, retirement contributions, number 23, advertising and promotion, number 24, client and employee entertainment, and number 25, last but not the least, startup expenses. Thank you so much for today's conversation. I really appreciate it, folks. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.